Hi, welcome to Unlearning 101. Today is Friday, May 1st, and this is the first ever edition of Unlearning 101. My name is Jack Uldrich, and I'm your fellow unlearner. Let me begin explaining why I'm starting this website. The other day, I saw a video from Ray Kurzweil, the noted futurist, and he said that knowledge is accelerating. And he said that it's doubling every year. That figure seems a little high to me, but I've seen other figures that have said that scientific and technical knowledge are doubling every 7 years. That figure seems a little bit closer to reality, but the honest answer is, I don't know. Let me reiterate that. I don't know. Hidden in that simple statement is a great deal of wisdom. Regardless of the specific pace of knowledge, whether it's doubling every year, every 7 years, two things have become abundantly clear to me. The first is because of all of this accelerating knowledge, what we don't know is just as, if not more important than what we know. The second item is that as a result of all of this accelerating knowledge, it's going to render a lot of old knowledge obsolete. And I'm going to cover that point in great detail in future posts. But what I want to focus on today is what we don't know. And this isn't a new idea. In fact, it's as old as history. Socrates has said, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Confucius said, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's own ignorance. And Aristotle said, I know nothing except the fact of my own ignorance. Socrates, Confucius, Aristotle. We're in some pretty good company here, but all of those quotes are encapsulated in this wonderful Latin phrase, and I might be mispronouncing it because I've never taken Latin. Ignoramus et ignorabimus. What it means is we are ignorant and we will remain ignorant. So the question for us unlearners is, how do we make this idea more practical? And let me tell you my suggestion. Over the past half decade, probably the most influential book I have read has been The Black Swan by Nassim Talbot. And he begins the book by talking about Umberto Eco's anti-library. And what is an anti-library? Most of us, myself included, right over here I have a shelf of books that I have read. But an anti-library is a compilation of books that you haven't read, but likely contain knowledge that you should possess. The purpose of an anti-library is to remind us of our own ignorance. And I think it's a wonderful first lesson for Unlearning 101. And so to honor Nassim Talbot, whose own personal hero is Karl Popper, I have downloaded the book by Karl Popper, Unended Quest, onto my new Amazon Kindle. One of the things I'm going to try and unlearn is that a library does not necessarily have to be a physical compilation of books. We can do it digitally. So that is our first lesson. Your homework assignment is to start an anti-library. But because I want to make this Unlearning 101 as interactive as possible, I'd really like to encourage you to send me suggestions for future books that I should include in my anti-library. I'd love to hear what you're going to include in your anti-library. So until Monday, I'm Jack Uldrich, and as Mark Twain once said, it's not what a person knows that makes him a fool. It's what he knows that just ain't so. So until Monday, remember to keep on learning.